Hi, my name is Noel Miller from Design Fitness, a self-care expert and specialist in exercise prescription. Now I want to take another look at self-care and kind of what angle it takes to approach health. The best way to really understand this is with a simple saying, is normally the things that you don't know that cause you the most stress or a challenge. Now self-care works on that side that you're not 100% sure of or that you don't even know exists. But when we take a kind of overall inventory of how you're living your life and where actions came from, because actions don't come from nowhere, they're always there for a purpose, we start to see the things that are kind of not quite balanced, and then bringing things back more to a balance where the body is able to take over the restoration, then we see a lot more positive health change. Now, if we're going to look at this in a practical scenario, if you were an artist or if you've ever tried to draw um, a plant, a tree, something from nature, and you're looking at the drawing, the piece of paper you have, and you're looking back at that piece of nature and you're trying to recreate the exact thing that's on there. You're paying attention to every detail to make sure you get it down on the sketch pad or the notepad. Then you realize that how you're looking at the tree is the logical way, the step-by-step approach is not particularly the way to create art. I've tried it. It is definitely a whole different kind of skill to be able to reproduce something uh, by just looking at it. And we can say from this perspective that the artist is looking at the tree or the plant in a way that we're not really much accustomed to. They're able to see something that we're not quite attuned to in the way that they're able to um, professionally recreate a beautiful thing in nature. Now, self-care works in the same way, but applied to health. There are a lot of pieces of health that we don't really know about, or we don't even know we're missing. And in this way, just doing the step-by-step approach, being very strategic in how we're going to lose weight and doing it step by step and making sure we count our calories is not the way to achieve balance and health in the body. As opposed to throwing lots of energy at the project, I will lose weight, I'm going to exercise every day at high intensity, I'm going to push away the stress, I'm going to deal with it that way. Again, although that seems very logical and the best way to do it, it is not a long-term solution to the challenge and will always end in a style of failure because we're not really listening to the body. We're just taking on the perception of what we think is best, so we're doing it. And again, it's not really going to pan out. But if we take a lifestyle approach, a more subtle way of addressing the deeper issues, then we're able to see this long-term approach and this long-term change. There are certain skills that you don't have that you need to develop to be able to create balance in the way that you view life or the way you take on life or the way you deal with life challenges. We know that our bodies are able to go through large periods of stress and take on large demands. However, the cost is always going to be health. And the more that we can see that there's a balance in there, it might not be as what we consider effective, because this is a high pressure lifestyle we're living. You know, everybody's about being effective and efficient and making sure everything gets done on time, checking off those things on the checklist. This is great, but nobody ever said that had to do anything with health. It is very the opposite, essentially. If you live a life that's highly efficient, we're most likely going to say that you're going to be sacrificing health. So in the way, again, of bringing back restoration to the body, we take a look at the bigger picture. We see the small pieces that are contributing to the larger outcome. And when we address that, we're really starting to use self-care at its highest potential. Now, these things that were not commonly noticed, sometimes our friends will point out to us. They might say, yeah, you're working too hard, or you look different, you look tired, you look fatigued. These are other ways of the body trying to express itself and telling you that it's out of balance and something needs to be addressed. What needs to be addressed is really the skill of the practitioner of self-care to be able to see not only that your body is showing symptoms of something that should be looked at before it becomes really bad, but also in what way is it going to be best addressed. Most of the time when we look at a challenge or pain or discomfort, we tend to think that it is specific to where the area of pain is. However, the body will reproduce, let's say, for example, knee pain for multiple reasons. It might create the knee pain because you hit your knee off of something. It might create knee pain because there's something that's really tight in your calf. It might create knee pain because there's something not strong enough in the front of the upper leg. It might create knee pain because of the instability of the ankle. We don't really know, but these are multiple ways of the body using the exact same pain response to tell you that things need to be looked in deeper. And this again is the things that you don't know about that scenario is what the self-care is really focused on. So is it the ankle, or is it just the knee pain that you hit? Is it from 12 years ago, or is it from right now? All these kind of finer questions are the most important ones to the actual restoration of that issue. It's way better to deal with the issue from a lifestyle point of things, my opinion, because that's when you need the least amount of professional care. So if you do massage and a little bit of stretching and kind of organize why that thing's happening, it could be dealt with then. Or you can wait for time to pass, and then that same knee pain has to be addressed now with surgery, a knee replacement. And this is a lot more severe to the body. It's a lot more intrusive, but sometimes we push ourselves to that maximum. And anyway, even after that surgery, you will have to do stretching, and you will have to do massage, and you will have to take a look at how the body's integrated this new change from the surgery. So it's always best to be a little bit more self-empowered and do it yourself before somebody else has to do it for you. And again, this is a part of integrating self-care into our everyday style of living. So hopefully that clarifies things a little bit more for you and what perspective self-care takes on the whole health approach.